Welcome back to Immortal Empires, and I decided that I'm having that much fun playing Boris right now. I'm actually going to record this as the same day as part 3, so it's just an hour or so later on. But let's go ahead and start the episode. We need to go ahead and attack Akurak, because he did just go ahead and sack the monolith of Festerlang. So let's go ahead and do that. It should be a relatively easy battle here, and then maybe we can also go ahead and attack the Beastmen as well, which shouldn't be too difficult either. So luckily we are within range. The pathfinding a tiny bit weird there. He did try to run away, but we're still going to be able to go ahead and chase him. So let's show Archaon and his vassals that they can't just mess us around too easily. Oh dear, a lot of cavalry units in here. They have a range of 80 though, so it's not something to worry about too much. However, they've also got a nice mixture of melee as well. We'll have to see. Let's go ahead and fight the battle. So here we are then. We finally got somewhat of a different battlefield as well. Maybe we can make use of this big rock structure to the right of us, and maybe even this here, because it means that we don't have to defend that flank as much. In fact, I think that's where we're going to set up. I think I'm going to go ahead and just move a little bit closer to this rock formation, and then we will wait for the enemy to march upon us, because we do have the advantage of having better range than them. Let's go ahead and assign our control groups here. I think we will just leave our Patriarch back here a little bit, just because he is a tiny bit damaged. Other than that though, our front line is looking good. We do have the Warbear Riders. Maybe we should move them back a bit because of the enemy ranged. But I think we'll be fine. Let's go ahead and start the battle. The enemy are advancing on us, so that's good to see. We won't have to worry about them too much. And then what I am going to do actually though is just go ahead and do something like this. Just so we do have some fire going this way if the enemy decide to flank us. In fact though, they're not flanking us right yet. So let's just go ahead and keep things as they are for now. There we go. There comes the flank. Okay. My soldiers must be pretty confused. Probably just begging for me to let them go at it. But there we go. So our first cavalry are coming into range. And look at the damage from our Kossar units there. That's basically already one unit dealt with. I think we're actually going to go after the enemy lord here. We do have a potion of strength. In fact, we have a lot. Let's go ahead and cast all of this off. There we go. Boris should do plenty of damage to the enemy lord there. In fact, the enemy lord is pretty much melting. I think we can afford just a few seconds to get a close-up here. Let's go ahead and look at Boris and the enemy lord, both on horseback. Cossairs, a bit of friendly fire there. Careful, lads. And there we go. Boris doing what Boris does best. And the enemy lord almost dead already. We could chase after him, although he's already heavily damaged. And there we go. The rest of our army finally being engaged in battle. I think we'll do okay here. The enemy cavalry is getting absolutely slaughtered. They don't really have a chance. Let's go ahead and turn you guys a bit, just so we have some more firepower going off over here. And I think we're going to send the Patriarch in as well. Let's go ahead and buff our Warbear Riders. They're currently engaged in melee too. The enemy lord has decided to come back for round 2. However, he is now retreating fully. Maybe Boris can get a killing blow on him. We'll have to see here. And he's actually retreating from the battle permanently. Let's see. The enemy lord here. Looks like we're going to get trapped and caught up and away. But I think that's going to be a victory. Let's see. We're doing okay over here as well. Of course, the Kossars are hybrid units, so we don't worry too much about them getting into melee here. They should be absolutely fine. Patriarch is taking a tiny bit of damage. Let's just move him back just in case. I'm going to bring the war sleds in the rear over here. These units are fine. We don't have to worry about them so much. Let's go ahead and buff Boris as well. Get him doing some more damage. He's able to solo entire units now, which is nice to see. And our Warbear Riders also doing a good job. Let's send these guys over here. And they can definitely deal with some of this goodness. And this is much smoother than the battles from the previous episode. It's very nice. And these are just basic units. Wait until we have an army of bears, whether that's Warbear Riders or war sleds. Good times are coming. I can promise you that. We're going to have some good fun with this. Let's go ahead and activate this. Give Boris some base weapon damage there so he can deal with these guys in 6 seconds. We also have our shard blade as well, so that should deal plenty of damage to these guys. Let's go ahead and activate that, and we should start seeing their health bars dropping as we see the damage per second starting to tick in. Doing a little bit there. Not as much as I thought it would, to be honest. But here comes the Warbear Riders to assist as well. And there is the victory. So all is good in life here. And I think the enemy lord has already left the battlefield. So let's go ahead and end the battle. Another nice decisive victory to start the episode. There we go. So we lost 23 models. But we killed 993. So not bad at all. The Warbear Riders getting plenty of kills. In fact, the entire army does very good at getting kills. These low tier units, the Kossars, they're not super good in melee because they're squishy. However, they do quite a fair bit of damage. But these were also low level units, so we'll have to see how they hold up. But let's get straight back to the campaign map. So there we go then. 2100 XP, 900 gold and 5 devotion. Do we need the replenishment? I don't think we do. We could take the devotion here. Or we could take the gold. Let's see. I think we're going to go ahead and take the devotion just so we have plenty in reserve. Let's go ahead and do that. That should be fine. In fact, we don't currently have any Motherland perks enabled. I think that's been the case for 2 or so turns now, so we're going to have to fix that. And we do have the White Cloak of Ulrich. So plus 12 armor and a new passive ability for all enemies in range. They lose 5% speed and minus 8 melee attack. Let's go ahead and equip that to one of our characters here. But first, let's go ahead and level up Theodore. Let's give you some more melee defense. There we go. And if we go ahead and look at Boris, he does have a glittering scale. That gives armor defense and melee defense. I know it's the talisman. Fire resistance. Okay, yeah, fire resistance isn't super important. So let's go ahead and swap those over. And then if we go over to Theodore, we can go ahead and give you that Dragonbane gem. You can hold on that. Hold on to that for me for safekeeping. Now, the Beastmen are going to be annoying because I feel like they're going to teleport over to this side again. But let's try and chase them. Maybe we can catch up. And then what I am going to do, because we do have the commandment here, let's go ahead and recruit a hero and a monolith of Festalung, because we have access to our Tempest Frost Maiden, Wolvera Gospodar. So let's go ahead and recruit her for 250 gold. And there we go. She does start at rank 3 as well, so that's worth it. And let's go ahead and give her some scouting. Magic item drop chance is increased by an additional 5%. Now that could be strong, however, I think I want to get her magic unlocked ASAP. So let's go ahead and give her Hail Storm. That's a bombardment spell, range damage, explosive damage, medium strike area. So I assume that's good against infantry. What does Freezing Winds give us? So every time we cast a spell for 12 seconds, all enemies in range lose 25% speed. Could be strong. That's an augment. That is a wind spell. I do like damage. So it gives damage per second. It also applies, I forget what this is called. Frostbite. So that's good. No, it doesn't apply Frostbite. That was my mistake there. But let's go ahead and try out Biting Wind and see how much damage that does in battle. Can we give her anything? She doesn't really have access to anything, does she? But we'll go ahead and bring her over here, and then we can put her into Boris's army, hopefully on the next turn. Let's see, should we go ahead and repair these buildings? 874 gold. How many turns will it take otherwise? I'm not sure how many turns it takes to repair. Does it tell us? I don't think so, right? But let's go ahead and repair this because we need the growth. And what do we get from this? We also get growth from this, so let's go ahead and repair this. And we can also upgrade our capital to tier 3. So let's do that. And then save up the food. And we're getting close to tier 4. It feels good. Let's check our diplomacy. I don't think there's anything to be had here. Yeah, nothing here. That's a bit of a shame. We can go in enact the Motherland, though. Maybe we should have done this first. So what should we do here? Causes attrition to enemy armies within territory. 5 supporters when occupying a settlement. I think we're still going to occupy settlements because we need to take this. And then we're going to take this. And then there's probably another settlement over here. Yeah, it's a free settlement province. So we have that. We're probably going to take this as well. So I think I'm going to keep on going with Ursun here. Let's go ahead and invoke that. And the attrition should also help us too. So that's all looking good. There we go. Motherland invoked. We have invoked the Motherland in the name of Ursun. Ensure that we focus our efforts on expanding our territory and supporters will flock to our cause. There we go. So that's looking good. And if we wanted, we could also spend 1,200 gold on getting an Ice Maiden just to see what they are like. However, I think I might save the gold for now. We have one Frost Maiden to try out. Is there a cap like in other civs? Factions? I don't think so, right? It's just whatever we pay for here. So let's just hold off for a second. Although I guess it would pay off to be making as many of these as we can. 1,200 gold. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and recruit another Frost Maiden there. We can try out the Ice one. And let's go ahead to turn 14. So there we go. Nothing really happening on the end turn there. However, what I did forget to do was change this. So let's go ahead and go for income from all buildings plus 5%. I do like that. And we're going to have to try and find the Beastmen because they've wandered off over here somewhere. I don't think we're catching up, are we? In fact, what I might do, if we change to this one, campaign movement range minus 20% for enemy armies starting their turn in this region. That should help us catch up to the Beastmen and any other armies that wander their way in here. Let's also go ahead and take our Frost Maiden down here. She can join up with this army, hopefully in the next turn. We're not going to upgrade any of our other smaller settlements, so that's fine. And these guys are also recruiting another army here. Let's go ahead and see what's popping up in our Ice Court. The maiden, a young neophyte of the Ice Court, must now choose the path that best serves our queen. Should she walk in the storm or through the blizzard? This time, let's go for the blizzard and pick an Ice Maiden. There we go. We'll see what kind of spells she has access to as well. Let's see. Do we have any diplomacy? Nothing here. So it looks like another quick turn. And let's go ahead to turn 15. Okay, the Beastmen have decided to attack the Tower of Torment. Luckily, that's a Pyrrhic victory for us, though, so we will go ahead and auto-resolve this one. 1,000 gold, 6 devotion. Let's go ahead and get another 9 devotion. And the Beastmen have been dealt with, which is nice. There we go. Enemy killed in battle. And the Blooded Axe tribe have been obliterated. There is nothing left apart from the echoing laughter of thirsting gods. And we also have a new technology, plus 5% campaign movement range for all armies. That's going to be nice. What isn't nice though? A new plague among us. Exploring too deep into an ancient cave system, a forager unwittingly brings back with them a hitherto unknown and devastating disease. One which now spreads like wildfire throughout the populace. Beware the coughing, spurn the sneezing, run screaming from the feverish. So for 5 turns we have Nurgle Corruption plus 5. Oh, that's a tiny bit annoying there. We actually have a bit of a control issue as well, it seems. But what's a bit more scary is Archaon up here is marching towards the Burning Monolith, and we can't get there for at least another 2 turns. So we're going to have to march up this way. It seems like we're going backwards and forwards, but we did say that the campaign would be a little bit like that. Let's go ahead and take the Frost Maiden. We should be able to meet up next turn, so that should be fine. We're earning 31 gold per turn. It's really not a lot. Let's go ahead and pick a new technology. Now, unfortunately, we can't pick this. We just don't have enough devotion at the moment. Let's see. Armor plus 10 for war sledge units could be good, although we don't have access to war sleds right now. Minus 25% construction cost for hallowed wood buildings. We're not building them right now either. We're not using horse archers or Kossovite dervishes. Melee defense plus 4 for Kossars, armored Kossars, and Streltsy units. I think this would be good. Let's go ahead and get hooked axe blades. That will take 4 turns. And in our Ice Court, we also have another pop-up. An Ice Maiden is seen as a boon and protector, but a common soldier of Kislev. How should she bolster such faith the folk have in her? By ensuring this area of the motherland is protected, or that the army can march without fear. So we can get minus 4 corruption in the local province. or minus 15% attrition casualties suffered from all attrition. Oh, I do like that. Let's go ahead and get army protection. I think that could be useful there. Now, everyone's moved this turn. Can we do any buildings? Now, we're waiting 3 turns for this to become tier 3. And then we're going to upgrade these to tier 3 as well, I imagine. We could do some gold building as well. I won't lie to you. Where's war sleds? We can get light war sleds at tier 3. And I think they're actually better than the heavy ones, right? Because they're faster. These guys have 75 speed, whereas these guys only have 66 speed. Could also get snow leopards. And in fact, we would probably want to build the snow leopard building anyway, because that leads to warbear riders. So maybe we can get a single snow leopard, because as you guys mentioned, they're quite good at killing enemy mages and such. But I think that's it for this turn. Let's go ahead to turn 16, and I think Archaon will actually go ahead and take the Burning Monolith this turn, which is a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, so Archaon does go ahead and attack the Burning Monolith. This does give us a chance to look at his army, however. Of course, Archaon himself, an exalted hero of Khorne in there, Forsaken of Slaanesh. Chaos Warriors shouldn't have to worry about. Chaos Warriors of Khorne, Marauders of Slaanesh. These guys don't have to worry about. Nothing too scary. Chaos Knights of Tzeentch. Not sure how good they are. Swords of Chaos. Chaos Knights sound quite strong. And of course the big one though is this Hell Cannon. We're definitely going to have to try and deal with that when we fight him. But that's going to be an auto-resolve. Sadly we will go ahead and lose the Burning Monolith, I think. And there we go. The settlement was sacked. But then Archaon decided to move in and give it to a vassal straight away as well. Crackerdrak have been obliterated, and so I think Frog has finally killed him. And there is going to be a rebellion next turn, next to the Howling Citadel. We are stretched very thin here, and I think you very quickly begin to understand why people recommend that you abandon this starting area and instead go south. But unfortunately, I like to play role-playing wise, and I don't think Boris would like to do that. So, let's go ahead and disband a Kossar here. It hurts to do that, but we need to go ahead and put Wolvera here into the army. So let's go ahead and get her into the army. She should help us out in battle quite a bit. And we're going to start moving Boris up here to deal with Archaon. There is a second army here, which we might have to worry about. The rebellion up here. Honestly, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do over the next few turns. They're also recruiting an army here now as well. Maybe we can reach that next turn. I think we might be able to. So it's not too bad. Let's see. Can we build any buildings? We cannot. I really want to recruit a second army, but I just don't think we can afford it right now. That's the problem. Let's go ahead and check our diplomacy. There's nothing in here, so that's fine. Let's go ahead to turn 17, and we'll see if Archaon makes any more advances into our lands here, or whether he's going to wait for us to be the aggressor. And there we go. The rebellion does spawn. Let's see, and it's a Khornate rebellion as well. This is going to grow to a 4-stack before we can reach it. What's our garrison like here? Oh, we really need to go and protect this. Oh, that's a tough decision, actually. We can't even reach the Burning Monolith this turn. I really need to go and defend the Howling Citadel, because that's where our Warbear Riders are going to be. I just realised Gotrek and Felix are here. But we can't really afford a second army, can we? The thing is, if we go this way, Archaon's probably going to come down here and take this. But I really need to go and defend this. So I'm actually going to make my way over here. And it seems like Archaon has actually marched off. Now, I can probably force march. Might be a little bit scary, though, if we force march and they catch us off guard. But it should be okay. Let's go ahead and force march over there. I don't think these guys can get us, so that would be fine. We do have an event in our Ice Court. Should the need to defend arise, be it herself or loyal Kislevian troops, the Ice Maiden will not shirk from such duty and shall bring her powers and wisdom to bear, should her attention be called to battle or to the motherland itself. Let's go ahead and say battle, because we will use her in our army, of course. So that should be fine. we're not going to upgrade this just because we're not getting much gold right now anyway. Let's check our diplomacy. Nothing here. So another very quick turn there. Let's go ahead and turn 18, and hopefully this bloodbound here stays within range of Boris. And a faction have been destroyed. The Cool here have been obliterated. Not quite sure where they are. And we do gain plus 20 devotion thanks to the Ursine Chapel. Threatened with damnation by their local patriarch, the people of a far-flung Stanitsa work tirelessly to construct a colossal cathedral to Ursun. When they run out of building materials, they dismantle their own homes. When dozens die from exposure, the patriarch chastises their faithlessness of those who yet live. So plus 20 devotion there. The religion of the Kislev sounds quite brutal so far. Now we have a lot of movement range. That's because we're in force march. Okay. Yeah, so I think this army here is probably going to try and retreat from us. But let's see if we can actually get to them this turn. That would be really useful. There we go. So they're not going to run away. And I think what I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to auto-resolve this just because I don't want to fight them and then have any units survive and then run off like we had with the Beastmen. So I will go ahead and auto-resolve that one just to prevent that from happening. And there we go. We get 2,200 XP, 1,800 gold, and 24 devotion. I think we're going to go ahead and get the extra 9 devotion as well. Our replenishment should be fine. So that's looking okay. And Boris does gain a new trait. Plus 10% leadership aura size when attacking and plus 2 leadership when attacking. And we do manage to deal with that rebellion and get a shield of sacrifice. Plus 15 armor and a new passive ability. Let's see, it heals, affects allies in range all. If their hit points are less than 25% and they're in melee, they get plus 20% damage resistance and plus 8 leadership. And Boris has access to his Erskine mount, so he's finally got a bear of his own. We also gain an Ataman's Administrator, minus 15% construction time for all buildings in a local province, a vodka distiller as well for plus 1 control, and we also gain a Kislevite Kossar, giving us campaign movement range plus 7%, and we also got a vodka distiller for Rivera as well. Loads of rewards from that battle. Let's go ahead and level them up to... Let's see, so for Boris here, I'm going to go ahead and give him some more melee defense. That takes it up to 77. That's starting to look somewhat good there. Let's go ahead and boost the replenishment on Theodore. And then for Rovera here, let's see. Let's go ahead and upgrade Biting Wind again. We still need to see that spell in battle as well. And our replenishment is looking good. Everything's going to replenish. Now, what I might do... Let's go on force march, because I want to make our way back here as fast as we can before they have a chance to march south towards the monolith of Festerlang. We need to go ahead and deal with that. We should be fine. Here's hoping. Now, the Howling Citadel is tier 3. We need 4 food, so we're currently on 2 food. That will upgrade with time. What I might do here is actually build some defenses. Although we could do with some gold as well. I think it's a better idea to build the defenses. Let's see, do we get walls here at all? I don't think we get walls, right? Unless this provides walls. And one outside, no. Adds walls to the settlement, so they already have walls. Oh yes, displayed right there. So all this would do is just boost the garrison a bit, which I think we need because we could still be backdoored by Zinch as well. So let's go ahead and spend the 1,240 gold. It's not super expensive, and get some defenses here. And then what we can also do, we get plus 10 food there, or we can get plus another 20 food. Let's go ahead and get that. It also gives us some control, and then we can upgrade the farm estate as well, because that also gives us a tiny bit of gold and also more food, so we can speed up how fast we get to tier 4. So I think going this way to defend that was the right decision, and now we can take the Burning Monolith. Oh, and it looks like Slanesh has moved in and taken this settlement, so that's actually slowed down Archaon for us as well. That's looking really nice. Let's go ahead and check our diplomacy. We really don't have any friends nearby. So let's go ahead to turn 19. And we do have a new technology, +4 melee defense for Kossars, armored Kossars, and Streltsy units. So that's going to help them on the battlefield, which is going to be nice. Let's take our army off of force march though. We don't want to be in force march now. We're not going to take any attrition here either. Let's go slowly. They have... Okay, they don't really have a full stack. What's the garrison like? Not too bad. Let's get nice and close then. We're going to attack them next turn. It looks like Archaon has had to retreat here to look after his own lands. Maybe he's under threat from the Slanesh factions. And I forgot to go ahead and get Gotrek and Felix. I'm not sure how long they'll stay here. Let's see. Gotrek and Felix have been spotted in the area. This region has experienced a storm winds and magic strong +5. I think they might stay there until we recruit them. So let's just keep them there until we have enough gold to support a second army, I think. We're not going to upgrade any of this. Let's go ahead and get a new technology though. We can now get the Ursunite Cult Customs. So upgrades Ursun Invocation of the Motherland, increases melee defense of all armies. I think I might get this, because we are using the Ursun commandment currently. So let's go ahead and unlock this for 200 devotion. I think that sounds strong. What about this? This also upgrades. Yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade this. It's going to take 5 turns. Some extra melee defense. Sounds very nice, because this lasts 10 turns as well. So I don't mind if I do. What are we doing here? We're boosting incoming cleansing corruption. Okay. Our Ice Court also has a pop-up. Our Maiden of the Ice Court is an envoy of the Tsarina, sent across the realm to serve Katarina's interests. She is also expected to stand on the battlefield bolstering the warriors of Kislev with her magic. Where should she focus her talents? So we can get hero action cost -25% or -10% cooldown to all spells. Let's go ahead and do that. That sounds nice. Maybe we can make them a bit spammable. However, I think ice magic is very expensive, I heard. But that's fine. Let's go ahead and check our diplomacy for the turn. Unfortunately, nothing to do there. So, looks like we're going to go ahead to turn 20. Oh, that doesn't look good. Monolith of Festelang has quaffed the Raven. Chen, single word. Shredding sanity wherever it is spoken. They say a large black bird was the first to utter it, and now all who hear it soon say nothing else, laughing hysterically as they bark into the ears of those around them. Chen, 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 chen. It reminds me of the me, me, me thing. Or mine, 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 sorry. From Finding Nemo. Anyway, +5 Zinch corruption for 5 turns. So it looks like the Chaos factions are fighting, all of them here, for our lands. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. Luckily, we were able to defend our lands here. We held off a rebellion. We defeated the Beastmen. We beat back one of the vassals of Archaon. And soon we're going to be taking this back. And I think Archaon will no longer have any vassals. And then we're going to go after him directly. So quite a productive episode there. I will be back tomorrow with another one. Thank you for watching. And I will see you then.